Hello, and welcome back to the Barca Hub. The El Clasico is over. Barcelona lose to Real Madrid, 1 goals to 3. It didn't go as we all culés expected. It was nowhere near how we expected it to go. There will be no pictorial representation today, there would be no tactical analysis today because I just don't feel like doing it right now. So I'm just gonna talk about how I saw the game, how I felt about the game, and stuff like that. So first of all, let us take a look at how Barcelona started. Barcelona started with Neto in goal, Jordi Alba as left back, Pique and Longley as centre backs, and Serginho Dest as the right back. De Jong and Busquets were the two holding midfielders. Coutinho was playing on the left hand side, Pedri was playing on the right hand side, and Messi was dropping deep sometimes, and it was more like a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-4-2, whatever you like to call it. So the game started really well. Barcelona were looking very intense, and Real Madrid were also looking very intense. Both the teams were really pushing forward and were not able to defend, to be quite honest with you. So Real Madrid scored first with Fede Valverde on the score sheet. Benzema gave an assist to him, and I just want to talk about that goal. If you see the replay, you will just see that Busquets is not tracking back. Busquets is not tracking back. He is not covering or he is not blocking the way for Fede Valverde. Fede Valverde is free in the box. Longley and Pique are bamboozled by Benzema. There is ample amount of space left to fit an elephant in the penalty box. And I think it was all Busquets' fault. But moving forward, Barcelona scored back, and I was really happy at that time. The intensity was great. We were not sitting back, our motivation was still high, our hopes were still high, and Barcelona then scored a goal with Messi giving a beautiful pass to Jordi Alba, and Jordi Alba gives across to Enzo Fati, who scores in the first touch, and he becomes the youngest player to score in the El Clasico. So it is quite good. But, and I say that but in capital letters, the team selection today, I think, went wrong somewhere. And I am talking about Pedri here. Pedri was not able to play on the right hand side. In the whole game, he was nowhere to be seen. And I just don't know why this happened, because he used to play in wider positions in his previous club, and he was quite good at it, but I guess the intensity is different here, very different. So it just didn't work out, Pedri playing on the wider regions. And now moving forward, let's go to the second half. Yeah, because in the first half the intensity was pretty high and both teams were looking 50-50. Both were equally strong, and I have to give credit to Real Madrid's midfield today, especially Toni Kroos and Fede Valverde until he went off. They both were exceptional today, exceptional, and I mean it. And the same goes for Frenkie de Jong as well. He was also really good today. I think Coutinho today was not that good, or in fact not at all good, I would say. He was not able to create chances today. That's all. And Messi was brilliant. Messi was absolutely brilliant today. He was tracking back like the previous days. He was helping defensively. He made 3 to 4 interceptions and 1 or 2 tackles, I guess. He won the ball back 2 to 3 times, and he was also making runs forward, and He absolutely, he absolutely made Ramos shit in his pants, yeah, in the first half when he tried to score, but Courtois came up with an amazing, amazing stop, and it was really good play by Messi in the overall game. Now, going from one goalkeeper, Courtois, who was really good, I think, today, to other, Neto was a beast today. That was an absolute beast today. Although he made a mistake at the end, giving that third goal away, uh, although it was not his mistake, it was a collective mistake. But whatever, you understand what I'm talking about. And Neto was really good today. He at some point of time during 80th minute or something like that, he saved three shots, three beautiful shots in 1 minute, and that's a great deal. And he has been promising the the whole season now, means whatever games he has played, he has been really good, and I think he's really good to be a second choice goalkeeper. Now, finally, moving on to the second half. Uh, the second half was also very intense until and unless the penalty was given. Now, many people would say that VAR, Madrid, or whatever referees are helping Madrid. Uh, but I just want to ask one question: why, why in this world, why the heck did Longley has to pull Ramos's shirt, t-shirt, jersey, whatever the fuck you wanna call it? Why the heck does Ramos want to do that? I just don't understand this. And it was bad. It was really bad. There was no need for that. Ramos took advantage of that and he scored a penalty. There was absolutely no need to pull Ramos's shirt, and that's it. There was no need, and I think it is Longlet's fault that the penalty was given. It's only Longlet's fault. I know Ramos dived. It was clear Ramos dived, but it is illegal. It is not a rule. It is not. It is outside of the rules to pull somebody's shirt in a penalty box. And after that penalty, we just lost the touch of the game. Nah. The game went out of our hands. Real Madrid were sitting deep and we were attacking, but it was of no use because no substitutions were made until 81st minute. 81st minute, can you imagine it? Huh? Setien did the same mistake against Bayern Munich. The same fucking mistake. He made the substitutions at the 81st, 82nd minute. Yeah, Koeman is doing the same now. You have 5 substitutions. Why the heck you want to use them at 81st minute? Huh? There is no. And when he used his substitutions, he brought all the attackers. Well, what was the plan? I don't know, but it was it was not good enough because there was no exact plan to score goals. They were sitting deep with 5 defenders back. They were playing a 5-4-1, so pretty defensive. And why wouldn't they? Huh? They are ahead. Why wouldn't they? And after that, Modric scored. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing goal to be quite honest with you. But I just want to talk about Longley again. There was no need, man. That is the point where the whole game changed. You should not make a mistake like this. I know Longley is great. He has been one of our best CBs now. Although this season PK has been better, I guess. Except he's slow, but he has not made errors. Whew. So yeah, I guess that was it. I covered all points, I guess, and but we should not lose hope, although my voice doesn't exactly support my statements, but we should not lose hopes because The Juventus game is coming just 2 3 days from now, and I'm really scared now. I'm really scared now. I hope that we can get back to the winning form after not winning from past 3 games. We drew against Sevilla, lost to Getafe, and then lost to Madrid. So we haven't won from 3 games in the league. That is pretty bad, I guess. So yeah, Real Madrid are 6 points ahead of us, although they have played one more game, but it doesn't matter. We lost. That is the main thing that matters right now. So yeah, that was it. We'll see you soon with match preview and tactical analysis and all that stuff for Juventus versus Barcelona. And let's pray now, because that's the only thing we can do right now. We played well in the first half, but we completely fucked up after the penalty. So Longley, you got to do better next time. Goodbye, Visca, El Barça.